Om. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Harihi Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Harihi Om. My humble pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. I welcome all of you to today's session of Yoga Vasishta. I am a student, I am a sadhaka. I am conducting this study hour as a means for my learning. I am not a pandita, I am not a jnani, I am not a guru. I am reading from a book published by Ramakrishna Matham, which is in Telugu language, and I am making some notes and speaking in English. If there are any mistakes are mine, please forgive me. We are studying Yoga Vasishta. It's also known as Vashishta Rama Sambhada. In this, we have completed about two prakaranas. Recently, we have completed Mumukshu Vyavahara Prakarana. Now, we are into Utpatti Prakarana. In the Utpatti Prakarana, we have completed two chapters. Today, we will be studying third chapter. Third chapter is about Bandha and Moksha, bondage and liberation. So you have heard this term Bandha, bondage. What is bondage? So Sage Vasishta is giving a definition for bondage, for the word Bandha. We have talked about drashta, witness consciousness. And this witness consciousness is reflected in the mind. It is called Pratibimba Chaitanya. The Pratibimba Chaitanya, the reflected consciousness, for all practical purposes, acts as the original consciousness, in lieu of original consciousness, in the place of original consciousness. This reflected consciousness, which has ajnana, has a relationship with the seen outer world. This reflected consciousness has a relationship with the objects in the world. This relationship of the reflected consciousness with the objects in the world, like body is an object, I am this body. This person is my wife, this person is my son, this is my house, this is my property. Like this is my vehicle, this is my car. Like this reflected consciousness establishes relationships with the objects in the world. The definition given here is the Pratibimba Chaitanya has a relationship with the Drishyam. Drishyam means seen. Seen includes all the objects in the world. So, the reflected consciousness having a relationship with the objects in the world is called bandha. It is bondage. This drushya bhava with the seen world, with this relationship, the drashta is in bondage. We should not say drashta is in bondage. Witness consciousness is never in bondage, but the reflected consciousness is in bondage. If the drishyam, the scene is removed, then there is no relationship, there is no suffering also. Bondage causes suffering. If the drishyam is ceases, removed from the perceiver, then bandha also gets removed. However, what do you call as drishyam, the scene? It is you, me, and the world along with all its objects. Therefore, as long as the Jagat is there as a reality, there is no question of liberation. For a person to get liberated, the association with the Jagat has to be removed, with the world has to be removed. However, if a person says it doesn't exist, the Jagat doesn't exist, this is like a reflection. If a person parrots these words, it won't help. The more you talk philosophically without deeper understanding, it will lead to more confusion. If you go on a pilgrimage, the drishyam is not removed. If you engage in philosophical arguments, the drishyam is not removed. However, consider this. If the Jagat, the world, is real, then it is impossible for it to be removed or seized or for its cessation. If it is real, it cannot be removed. That means bondage cannot be removed. Because what is real can never be removed. What is unreal never existed. What is real will always be there. If the world is a real entity, there is no question of liberation. It will always be there. Therefore, this drishyam, this scene, this world is unreal. It is not there. Only drashta alone is there. The seer alone is there. And drashta, the witness consciousness, is always there. However, because of the ignorance of the witness consciousness of the drashta swarupa, swaswarupa, the drishyam, the seen world is taken to be real. Atma, drashta, witness consciousness is Chaitanya Swarupa, is consciousness. It is of the nature of knowingness. As long as the drishyam is not removed, the illusion of the drishyam is not removed, this drashta, this Pratibimba Chaitanya, will always establish a relationship with the drishyam, with the seen world. Wherever it is, in whichever world it is, whichever place it is, whatever time it is, it will establish a relationship with the same world. O Jiva, you have taken a human birth. It is a wonderful opportunity to inquire into your real nature. Do not waste the time. Put effort to know your true self. How can drishyam be removed and I stay as my witness consciousness, as my drashta swarupa? Put effort towards that. Break this relationship with the drishyam, seen world, because this relationship with the drishyam is the cause for bondage. If there is a drunkard, alcoholic. The drunkard has to put effort to come out of alcoholism, has to come out of that bad habit. He has to put effort. Similarly, in the mind, there is a strong belief that the world is real. That belief has to be removed. Sages have done tapas, dhyana, japa, and they have found out the truth that the world is unreal. They have purified their mind. Chitta Shuddhi has happened. Sages like Vashishta have attained Chitta Shuddhi, purification of mind, by doing tapas, dhyana, japa. By the pure mind, they have analyzed and got conviction that the drushya, the seen world, it has no basis. It doesn't exist in reality. Because of that conviction, they are free of bondage, and the drishyam doesn't affect them. Oh Rama, as long as you have a belief that the world is real, so long, no matter where you are, you may run away to mountains, to Himalayas, into a cave and meditate, but you may also hide yourself in many secret places, but there is no use. If you hide in an atom also, in that atom, many universes are shown to you. The drishyam doesn't leave you as long as you take it to be real. You will be affected even if you run away and hide yourself in a atom. In the mirror of the mind, the reflected consciousness experiences many, many, many universes. If there is a mirror, wherever you put it, If you put it in a small alley or a small street, it will reflect the walls, it will reflect the street. If you put the mirror in a vast valley, the mountains, the lakes will be reflected in that. Similarly, in the mirror of mind, in the mirror of consciousness, same happens. These, whatever you see, is a reflection in the mirror of Chit, because of which the Jiva undergoes many drishyam, seen worlds repeatedly, many lifetimes, many lives, many deaths, many birth, many death happens. Many times the waking state, the dream state, and deep sleep state come and go in this mirror. So, Sri Rama is asking a question. Oh Maharshi, you are saying that this world is unreal, it doesn't exist. This is your theory. Let us take it to be real, correct theory. Then, why should I engage in this world? I will not participate in this world. I will renounce everything. I will renounce all karma, all action, and I will sit in deep meditation and achieve samadhi, deep absorption. And the deep absorption samadhi will protect me from this drishyam. This drishyam is a bondage as per you. Therefore, I will withdraw from the world and I will sit in deep meditation and blank out this drishyam. Sage Vashishta is answering. It is true. If you sit in meditation and go to deep absorption, samadhi, there is no spruha of the jagat. There is no world view. There is a deep absorption in samadhi. World disappears. However, in samadhi, you have a samskara, you have a impression that I am not attached to drishyam. I'm not seeing anything. I am getting rid of drishyam. This thought will be there. This samskara, that if I sit in meditation and go into deep absorption, I am getting freed of some the drishyam. That is a samskara, that is an impression. Then what happens? That impression will lead to that samskara, that is a seed. When the samadhi is broken, when you come out of samadhi, you cannot sit in samadhi all day. So when you come out of samadhi, the drishyam will come back. The seed samskara sprouts into drishyam again. So for the drishyam to come back, that seed bija samskara is sufficient. Therefore, samadhi is not the answer. The savikalpa samadhi is not the answer. Because in savikalpa samadhi, you have a thought that I am free of drishyam. Now I am free, I am peaceful, I am not seeing anything. This samskara is there in savikalpa samadhi. What about nirvikalpa samadhi? Thoughtless absorption, deep absorption. Nirvikalpa samadhi is good, but as long as association with drishyam is there, nirvikalpa samadhi is not possible. What do we call as samadhi? The yoga samadhi is being talked about. The stillness or blankness when the jagat, the world, is not there. In deep meditation, the mind gets absorbed, and in samadhi, there is no world. The feeling of world is lost. Maybe the feeling of body is also lost. There is nothingness in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, in Yoga Nirvikalpa Samadhi. There is a blankness, nothingness, emptiness. A person is in deep sleep. What is there? Nothing is there. However, upon waking up, again the world starts. The drishyam will be there, and the drishyam will start troubling the person. Similarly, if a person does yoga and go to samadhi, deep absorption, as long as that person is in samadhi, the drishyam vanishes, the seen world vanishes. There is nothing. It is similar to deep sleep. A person wakes up from deep sleep, the world comes back, the drishyam comes back, the seen world comes back. Similarly, if a person goes to samadhi, as long as that person is in samadhi, there is a cessation of world. But when that person comes out of samadhi, the drishyam comes back with all its troubles which were there before entering into samadhi. If we have to face the drishyam with all its troubles once again after a brief lull of samadhi, then what use is that samadhi? It will be like a brief pause in the trouble. It's a temporary state. Samadhi, yoga samadhi is a temporary state of cessation of sorrow. But upon coming out of yoga samadhi, the world, the drishyam comes back. It starts troubling again. Then, what benefit are you getting out of this temporary samadhi? If you say, I will achieve nirvikalpa samadhi, deep absorption, and I will see to it that it is not disturbed anytime. I will always be in nirvikalpa samadhi. It is equivalent to continuous deep sleep. I have nothing to do with the Jagat, with the Drishyam. I will go into deep Sushupti, deep Samadhi, equivalent to a long, deep sleep. And I will not in, interact with the world. I will cease all my activities and enjoy the bliss of Samadhi. If you say like that, it is not right because you have told this thought process in Vairagya Prakarana in the first chapter. It doesn't work actually. It may theoretically look good, but practically it doesn't work because the manas, the mind, as long as the manas is there, great yogis also could not achieve that. Great yogis also could never succeed in completely blanking out the Bahya Drishyam. The Drishyam we see can never be blanked out. Not possible. Not possible even by the great yogis. This mind, this manas, in whatever objects it desires, it will keep its interest on that object. You can never blank out the world. The delusion of the world can never be blanked out. If you say the drashta says, I am like a stone, I will not interact with the world, and you take a firm resolve and you sit still, there is no use. As soon as the determination is broken, you are back in the world. The drishyam is always in front of you. It's always pratyaksha to you. You have to face the world. However, not only that, if you take the entire history, no yogi has achieved a continuous samadhi. Not possible. Even if you consider that there is a state called Nirvikalpa Samadhi where world ceases and gives you relief. Still, it will be like a Jada Samadhi, insentient Samadhi. It will be like a stone like state, like a insentient state. That is not mukti. The yoga nirvikalpa samadhi is not the mukti because it will be like a jada samadhi. What is mukti actually? If you want to define as per sage Vashishta, it is shanta, peace. It is jnana swarupa, of the nature of jnana, knowingness, awareness. It should be an unbroken peace, unbroken awareness. In the Jada Samadhi, in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Yoga Nirvikalpa Samadhi, in the Jada Samadhi, there is no awareness. Even if you consider deep sleep is a very peaceful state, but you are not aware. Therefore, these states are not mukti as per Vasishta. O Rama, if this drishyam is real, it will never be destroyed. It will always be there. So, if a person says, I will do tapas, I will do dhyana, meditation, I'll do japa, chanting, and I will get rid of drishyam, the seen world, it cannot happen if it is real. If a person thinks like that, if the world is real, and if a person thinks that by doing tapas, dhyana, and japa, I'll get rid of world, that person will become a laughing stock. Therefore, what is the alternative? What are you what are you saying? I will get rid of the drishyam, the world. It's a matter of laughing because you can only remove something which is really there. The drishyam, the seen world, is not really there. It's an optical illusion. So what is not there, you don't have to remove. This drishyam is not there at all. It's an illusion. If it is real, it cannot be removed. Then, how can you overcome this drishyam and the relationship between drishyam and the pratibimba chaitanya? And how can you get rid of, overcome the samsara, this bandha? The secret is drishyam is mithya, jagat is mithya. What you are seeing, the drishyam, what is the world, is mithya, illusion. It is not there, unreal. It's a magic show. This knowledge, this wisdom we got by a pure mind, by the analysis by a pure mind. How did mind become pure? By tapas, dhyana, and japa. Chitta Shuddhi has happened, and the pure mind analyzed and understood that the world is mithya. The Jagat is mithya. There is no need to remove it. If it is real, we can try to remove. If it is real, you cannot remove it. What is not there, there is no question of removing it. There is no trial of removing it also. The pure mind, the chitta shuddhi, the shuddha mind, shuddha chitta, pure mind, knows this fact very clearly. It is very evident to a pure mind that the world is unreal. It's a mithya. Therefore, tapas, japa, and dhyana give you pure mind, chitta shuddhi. They do not directly give you moksha, but they will enable a clarity in the intellect to see clearly that the world is mithya, illusion, unreal. The tapas, japa, and dhyana are not directly giving you moksha. They give you chitta shuddhi, and when the mind should become shuddha, chitta shuddhi happens, then due to the teaching of Sadguru that Brahma Satyam Jagan Vidya Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha Tattvamasi Mahavakya teaching, it becomes clear that the world is unreal. I am Brahman. This becomes clear. Therefore, by Chitta Shuddhi, it becomes clear, mind becomes purified, and this Jagat is nothing but Brahman. This becomes clear. Whatever I am seeing is Brahman. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. This knowledge is required. Look at this lotus pond. In each lotus seed, the lotus plant is in a unmanifest form. It only needs a right environment to sprout. Similarly, in the drashta, the seer, the seed of drishyam is latent, it is unmanifest. Given a right environment, it will sprout into drishyam. Sugar is sweet, sweetness is there in the sugar, and in the seeds, in the oil seeds, oil is hidden. Similarly, the drishyam is latent in the drashta. Given right conditions, the drishyam will manifest. The Chidatma, Chit Atma, which has the feeling that I am a jiva, I am an individual. This feeling will give rise to the manifestation of the drishyam latent in the drashta. If you see the dreams, the intentions, and whatever the mind can think, all these are in the heart of Jiva. Therefore, similarly, whatever external is also the world, the Drishyam, is nothing but it's an appearance in your consciousness. A small kid thinks that there is a ghost in a dark room. Because of this, the small kid starts shivering with fear. Similarly, this ghost called Drishyam, the seen world, is a ghost. It will make the drashta afraid and go through many life, birth, and death. In a seed, the tree is hidden. Similarly, If the seed is put in a right kind of soil, put water, manure, it will sprout into a tree. Similarly, the chit, the seer consciousness, in the mind of the seer, the drishyam is like a seed. Depending on desha and kala, time and place, it will sprout. It will sprout into an experience. If there are no right conditions for that particular impression to sprout, that impression will stay as latent impression. What is a conducive condition, those impressions will sprout. If a impression has not sprouted, it doesn't mean that it is eradicated. It is latent. Similarly, the embodied person in the mind of the Shariri, the seed of the world is latent in the heart of the Jiva. So, depending on time and place, for example, if you sit in meditation and go deep absorption, the seed is becomes latent and hidden, and you will experience a absorption. Drishyam is removed, but given a right condition, the seed sprouts again into the world. The Drishyam is back with a vengeance. So it appears that in Samadhi, it appears that that particular impression has left you. The Drishyam has left you. But in Vyuthana Kala, if a person goes into Samadhi, into deep absorption, it is called Samadhi. When he comes out of that Samadhi, it is called Vyuthana. In the Vyuthana time, getting up time, the Drishyam is back. Now I will tell you what is the case of Jnani, a wise man. What is the thought process? What is the viewpoint of a Jnani? I am not an object. I am not bound by anything. I am pure consciousness. I am not related to anything. I am not associated with anything. I am pure spirit. I am pure consciousness. I am not an object. I am the infinite. eternal, blissful, light, shining light, light of lights, the light that shines everything. This Jagat, this world, is a projection in me. I am not becoming the Jagat, it's a projection. This is the wisdom of a jnani. I am pure consciousness. What is the viewpoint of a jnani? I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am pure consciousness. I am Shivaswarupi, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. With such wisdom, the jnani is free of the fever of the world, and jnani considers himself or herself as akarta, non-doer, abhokta, non-enjoyer, and without world, unattached to the world, and non-dual, advitiya, no second, and purna, complete, fulfilled. O Ramachandra, every jivi is purna only, complete only. However, the jiva which is bound in samsara forgets that I am purna, I am complete. And the Sadgurus or Gurus are only pointing out to the Jiva that, oh Jiva, you are Purna, your Swarupa is Purna, you are Purna, you are Purna Swarupa. This is what Gurus are teaching. It's not something new that you are going to get. Your own nature, your own self same nature. You are Purna by nature. You are Purna Swarupa. That's all the gurus are teaching. Hari Om Tat Sat, Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.